If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate it. Now, I'm going to touch on a topic of an old case that I heard of back in 2017 that the world heard of Miss Kenneka Jenkins. Now, the other part of this case I really wasn't familiar with was ZackTV. I'm not going to be one of those bandwagon people. Okay, let me go ahead and start this over. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate you. Now, let me go ahead and say that I wasn't really familiar with Zach TV back then, and I'm learning more about him now, especially as I look more into this Kenneka Jenkins case. It has came out recently that there is a police confession that was done back in 2017. I want to say in October 2017. Let me get the exact date. October 25th, 2017. So almost 8 years later, a little, well, not almost 8 years, a little over 7 years later, we're finding out about this. Now, granted, the case is settled. The family received a $10 million settlement, and if $10 million is never enough for any life. I'm sure they much rather have their daughter. But the interesting part about this, whenever you read over the confession that has happened, and then you look into the autopsy report, it doesn't match, which gives more credence to Zach's TV thinking there was more to what really happened, what people knew with the general public. And I'm not big into conspiracy theories, and there were all kinds of theories that there were things such as organ harvesting going on. There was cover-ups, and the elite powers of the hotel was doing all kinds of stuff. And unfortunately, Zach TV was taken away from this role very early too. Supposedly, he had threats of his on his own life for looking into this, to researching this, and he supposedly, by reports of other people who watched his content, was very fans of this, saying he was kind of worried and scared towards the end, and that he was just minding his business and just chilling in his car, and he got taken out. Now, let me go ahead and start by, going over the investigator's report. So that is the video of her last moments. We'll talk about that later. But let's take a look at this. Excuse me, I should have grabbed my bottle of water because I know I'm probably going to be talking for a while, and normally my mouth gets dry after about 10 minutes. Okay, so bear with me. On September 9th, 2017, at about maybe 2:30 a.m., I went into the Crown. Oh, and this is the confession by the person who said he knew what really happened, by the way. I went into the Crown Plaza Hotel to chill with my boy, Macho. I'm not sure that's supposed to be Macho or Marco. Let's just say Marco, who works as a midnight security. Maybe twice a week I go there to sparkle with Marco on his break. We go down to the kitchen area that is closed and we smoke up in the cooler. Usually it's just me and Marco, but on this night there was an older man who looked like a janitor smoking with us. Marco introduced us, but I forgot his name. So maybe 10 to 15, 20 minutes into our session, here comes some drunk chick walking into the cooler. Everybody, including the girl, stopped and stared. The girl looked drunk and a little surprised, but when she looked at Marco, she seemed to recognize him. Then she started smirking and walked towards us. She asked Marco what was he doing down here, smoking that stink. Then Marco giggled and asked her what was she doing down here. She almost fell to the side and said, "Those bitch's taking too long with her ish, and she needs some air." She was talking with her eyes closed, and it was hard for her to hear. It was hard to hear her. She told Marco she feels funny, and then Marco grabbed her by her waist and told her he would make her feel better. Marco started looking at us, smiling, and started taking her pants down. She could barely resist, but she was asking him what was he doing. Marco started having relations from behind, with her body was limp and no energy. And soon after me and the other guy went, I felt stupid. So essentially, they're saying that they ran a train on her. Okay, Marco went to go again and started getting a little crazy and bit her on her chest area. And that's when she finally got some energy, grabbed Marco by the face and smacked him. Marco, let's see, where is it? And smacked Marco. She got mad, so he picked her up and slammed her right on her face. She started to bleed, and we told Marco to chill, but he was pissed. He put the bag over her head. And she was on the floor fighting. Then we had to stop him, and he took it off. Then Marco picked her up, threw her in one of the freezers. She was still alive, but was coughing and crying. Marco turned the freezer on, shut the lights off, and told us, let's go. The next day, Marco told me she passed away, and the family and friends was causing trouble, but not to worry because this guy will hold us down. I see people talking about it, and this girl won't let me sleep, so I wanted to step up and take it. It's kind of hard to read this bottom part. I want to step up. I can't take it. She wasn't supposed to pass away. We were just having fun. So whenever you hear this, right, that they were just having fun, supposedly, it wasn't that serious. So they're making it seem to be. I call BS. I call 100% BS on this. And the reason I call BS on this, for one, I'm surprised this came out 8 years later after the court hearing and everything else. Really haven't heard or seen anything from Marco. I remember seeing a security guard at a desk, or maybe he was just a desk worker at one point in time. Maybe that was the guy. I don't know. But whenever you look at the autopsy report, I'm not going to read the autopsy report because it's pretty graphic. And I don't want to, I feel like if I read it, that'd be kind of disrespectful. But I will show a glimpse on it. If you wanted to go ahead and just Google it yourself, you can. Where'd it go? It's out there for the public to read. They did a full examination of her, and it talks about her external and internal and even her private area. And this is summarized the autopsy report. There was no bruises except for on her ankle. And that's the only thing they really reported that was wrong for. Everything else was intact. Everything else is fine, according to the autopsy report. And the autopsy report correlates with the pictures that are online that you could see of her laying in the freezer. Now, with that being said, if what this person who had the confession said is true, then she would have some bruises on her face. There would be some, let me say it like this. I don't see 3 men all having condoms with them taking turns on a girl. I'm pretty sure at least one of them went raw, but there was no sign of semen inside of her during that particular time frame. So I find this all very suspicious, to be honest with you, that they are saying that they had this information, but it doesn't match the autopsy reports nor the pictures that's on the internet. So it goes back into what really happened. So people were talking about ZackTV. He really cared about the situation. He was really deep into the culture of Chicago and real respected. And he wanted to look into this because he just didn't want to yet let a young black woman just fall into the cracks. Now, if you don't remember, her final moments was right here, her just stumbling down the hallway. And that was, people just, when you're young, you do that. You overdrink. I hate to hear that she got away from her friends. And I remember when I first heard about this story, it terrified me because I was like, man, what if that happens to my daughter? And, and most people, they have these thoughts whenever they see stuff happening to young people. Say, man, what if this happens to my daughter? What if my daughter just wants to go out and have fun, and then she ends up in a freezer? And, that's the most extreme worst case scenario that could ever happen to anybody. But whenever you have a young person that loses their life at a very young age, you always think, what if? How can I protect this person? What really happened? We need answers. And we still haven't had any satisfactory answers, no matter where they come from so far. So let's go ahead and go over a few things about ZackTV, some of the things he said in his own words. And let's see, we get that pulled up right here.
For number 2, Kenneka's death did not occur in a hotel. Kenneka did not die in room 926. Let me get this out of here. Let me say this. Kenneka did not die in room 926. Kenneka died in a Kenneka died downstairs. You understand what I'm saying? I just want to put that out there. So people say, oh, she might died in the hospital. He said free Savage, free my little brother, free Savage. Kenneka, I saw a motherfucker saying yo, she died upstairs and they carried her down. And no, her friends did not have anything to do with her death. You understand what I'm saying? Even after I reviewed the tapes, because I said, I saw the dude that I interviewed, I saw him walking in the hallway. You understand? I had to put 2 and 2 together. You understand? But Shorty ain't had nothing to do with this shit. Remember, I said Irene and Monifa didn't have anything to do with that. They ain't that smart to drug her and all that other shit. She did not die in room 926. On some troll shit. Let me, y'all want to play? I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna upload pictures since y'all want to talk. But it's not about me. This shit is bigger than me. It's not about you. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than us. You understand? This case unified the world. Nigga, y'all know how many people be in my inbox and DM from Yugoslavia, Africa, Ethiopia, London, Ukraine, Bosnia, literally, and all over America. Like, this unified people. I never thought these many people in the world would come together over a little black girl. You understand? But that's because the world know she didn't kill herself. The world knows she just didn't die of natural causes. The world knows she was killed. And we just all trying to find justice. You know what I'm saying? So we came together for one common goal. And I salute y'all and I appreciate y'all for that. I love y'all. And definitely big shout out to Amber for letting me see her pay owner. He ain't finna risk his fucking multi-billion-dollar corporation, $1 million hotel business for a young black girl just for her organ, so y'all could cut it with the organ, trafficking and shit like that. The security. I'm not gonna tell you, I swear to God on my life, I had, from a guy interview who was in the room, he smart kid. He ain't even a kid, like 20-something. He took a picture of the security guard and sent it to my phone. Like, this was like, because I was interrogating him. It wasn't just an interview. I was interrogating him. Like, if these niggas is guilty, I'm going to make them look guilty. I'm going to find out on camera. But it wasn't that. You understand what I'm saying? They're not guilty. But they had...
Today at the Hood University, man, we're going to be talking about what really happened to ZackTV, man. Let's go. If you don't know who ZackTV is, ZackTV was a Chicago journalist, man. He used to do a lot of content about the Chicago gang culture. When I say that the mans was good in every hood, I mean the mans was good in every hood. I'm talking about the mans can step feet in O Block, do an interview with a motherfucker, then go back to 63rd, do an interview with a motherfucker from over there and still be good. I know a lot of people think, well, oh, he must have been an instigator. Like, no, man, ZackTV was the type of motherfucker to go get the sides, get everybody's story so everybody can have a voice. But at the end of it, his ass will always say, but what can we do to come together and stop the violence, man? Do you think the violence will ever stop? Like...
And just to pause it right quick, it's very rare when you have true people who are doing good things, that's solid and have integrity, that make it really far. You know, normally you have to do something very corrupt, very evil, or just sell out completely. It doesn't sound like that. All the videos I've seen, that wasn't Zach at all. And that's another tragedy in itself.
He was a real solid dude, man. From my understanding and everybody else understanding in Chicago, that ZackTV was good, man. Nobody had no beef towards him or felt any type of way. But unfortunately, man, ZackTV was shot and killed in 2018. And they trying to say it's because he was doing interviews and everybody and they ops and type shit. But that's really not what happened. If y'all heard of the Kenneka Jenkins case, then y'all know that what they telling us, that shit is not what really happened. Like, ZackTV had a lot of influence over Chicago, so he decided to get on the case. And to me, he was damn near like the only motherfucker that was really getting somewhere. It was all type of motherfuckers calling him. But this one day, it was this lady that called him and just told him all type of shit, just giving him names, locations. Like, if y'all watch that video, bro, that shit is crazy. To sum up basically what the lady was saying to him, she was saying, like, what Kenneka went through was basically organ trafficking. As ZackTV was on the phone with her, he was recording himself so all his viewers can see what was going on. And you can see, like, he was kind of getting scared because he even said to himself, he like, damn, man, this shit getting too deep. I don't know why I got myself into. Like, the mans was like literally like saying like, damn, do I really even want to continue to go through with this case? Because now he knowing, like, ZackTV was a smart motherfucker. He woke, he know what's going on in the world. He know he just tapped into some shit he never had no business tapping into. Literally, like, shortly after that video, ZackTV was shot and killed. Come on, man, and shit is not coincidental.
ZackTV. Am I the only one who like still like trips off about like who actually really killed him? Because I don't care, y'all could chew me up, whatever. But I don't believe that those boys that they had on the for like their mugshots that they had released to the public, I don't believe that those are the boys that actually killed him. Nor do I believe that it was just a random act of violence. That was an organized hit, and I feel like those boys were framed. Honestly, I believe which is it's damn near already proven to be true, but that he found out too much information because of the calls that he was getting. He found out pretty much, I think he actually found out what happened, or he connected the dots on who was involved, and I believe that they were the elites, or it was the higher up. And he kept threatening to release the information to the public, and they got him. Because what a coincidence that they killed him just a few days after, or even, I don't even know if it was the same night, I might be wrong, that he said he got all the information, and he kept saying, I'm going to release it to the public. I got everything I know exactly what happened to Kenneka. Boom. Then he got that phone call saying, don't release it, they're coming for you, blah, blah, blah. And then right after, he dies by being randomly shot by 5 or 4 black boys. Those men did not kill ZackTV. I believe he was set up, or, it was an organized hit. That's all it was. But what I'm more so worried about in Rest His Soul is who got the information. Who got his laptop, or who got whatever those little things are that you put into your laptop that keeps, that stores files information. Who has it? Who's in possession of it? Because it seems like after, they got rid of ZackTV, everything's dead silent. Nobody else has said anything about the Kenneka case. All the stuff he found out, who knows about it? That still trips me out to this day. I'm trying to figure out, where's the information? He died doing something that he knew he was, at risk of losing his life about. So, I feel like somebody released something. Don't just let him, I don't want it to seem like he just died over it for no reason, and, he did it just to do it, and nobody, he did all that for nothing. That really be tripping me out. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but yeah.
And that's the thing. It's really hard to fathom an innocent woman, young woman. And I say innocent because, she was 19 this beginning of her life. I figure most people, when they're that young, are going to be innocent. And then a man that was trying to do right and find justice for a young woman that went away too soon. It's a big tragedy. And let's be real here. I don't know a single person that hasn't had a night out with their friends and drinking too much. It's just where a lot of people failed her is that they let her go alone while she was inebriated. And a man that truly just cared and wanted justice lost his life too. Anyways, you guys tell me what you think. Make sure you comment and subscribe. I personally think that we still don't know what fully happened, and we may never know what really happened. If there were guys that was in the cooler, some kind of wasn't footage of them going to the cooler. Now, it's kind of coming back to me. I want to say, do I remember seeing a video of people going to the cooler? I don't know. But you would think if they were, it'll be out there. And I didn't see anything when I was doing research for this. And if footage was taken off his laptop, who took the footage off his laptop? I think it'd be one of those things that we'll never know. But you guys have a great day. Stay safe. Take care of each other. And thank you.